Yes, today's topic is about success in life, right? I want to bring up a few good pointers about bringing about athletics, motivation from successful people. Yes, I have learned because my regrets in life, fuck ups are only re ups in life, all right? It's what you take with you. It's learning curves in life. Life throws a curveball at you. Are you going to catch it and throw it back? Or are you going to let it stop you? One way to look at it. Arnold made some, let me say this. Arnold made some very good points about success in a video I watched. People say you can't. Reverse that back in your mind. Say, yes, I can. People that are on the path to success in life, you're always going to have people that tell you how to be successful. But truly, if you believe it in your heart, it's already there. Consistency is key. Let me tell you a little story about my life and my fuck-ups in life that made me what I am today. So, let me go back. I was competing in Olympic sport. Yes, I didn't fully apply myself. Learned to, and let's go back to today. I regret not doing that, but let's go back to what I'm saying. I was competing in Olympic sport. I started out like in my teenage years. Someone introduced me into, I started out rifle shooting, right? And then went from that to, and I had someone said they're starting a pistol shooting program for, it's an Olympic sport in a 10-meter pistol. I really got into that and I did well at rifle. My issues were I didn't fully apply myself. But let me get to the points. The pistol shooting, I started out, I don't believe in natural talent. It's called an acquired talent. There's no such thing as natural talent in my point of view. It's an acquired talent, which means it's something you pick up on faster than others. It's something that comes to you faster than others. Like subjects in school. Some subjects we excel in, while others fail in, right? Subjects is a similar scenario. But I'm going to tell you a little bit. I started out, shooting, and found out. Let me go back farther than that. Let me tell you how all that started. My family, my uncles were really into like shooting, marksmanship, and all that. And so my grandpa, I was just a very little kid at the time. We went out to the country, right? And set up a pop can from a few feet away from me. And this is how I learned and how he found out I had a talent for it. He set it up, I guess, next to a tree or somewhere out in the woods. So he handed me a .22 revolver. First time I pulled the trigger, I hit it. I learned it became therapy for me. I grew up with a lot of problems, autism, and and all that. But sports are a vital importance, I believe, should be in the school system because it teaches about teamwork, effort, and all those sorts of things. But let me keep going about this. So I shot it, and we went out to the range. He found out it was actually helping me cope with problems in my life. We all have those things that help us cope in life, whether it be through singing, dancing, football, basketball, whatever it may be. We all have those coping mechanisms, like activities that help us cope. Mine was my shooting, right? So hit it the first time, and we went out to the range and shot a little bit, and turns out I wasn't bad at it. I was actually very good for a beginner. So we practiced, we shot, and believe it or not, my family is good at it. But grandpa taught my uncles when they were young that how to shoot. They shot shotguns, skied a lot. So it's something that runs in my blood that marksmanship. And so my cousin got involved. My cousin, older cousin, this is a little family history, by the way, but my younger cousin got involved, but my youngest female cousin, but the older female cousin is about a year younger than me. She wasn't interested. We all have things we were interested in and we're not interested in, but my youngest cousin got into it. We were all good at it, and my cousin excelled in rifle. I did pretty well in rifle myself, gotta be honest, but then that came along and, was introduced into pistol. Here's where it gets started. And been to, got to be in national rifle matches, and basically I've done some AR-15 competitions. That was actually a lot of fun, and there's a lot of mentality that goes into shooting anything that you would not think would actually exist, and a lot of technique. Just like any sport, when you have a coach, they teach you how to be effective and win at it, right? That's what a coach is there for, to motivate you, to teach you the rights and wrongs about sports. That's why football coaches, basketball coaches, any kind of coach is there to guide you. That's what a coach is for, to watch you, to observe. They learn how to do this. Some coaches have already competed. Some coaches have already been football players. Some coaches have already been marksmen. But some coaches may have had kids that have done it at one point, and they learn from that. So that's basically my shooting coaches, basically. And I had a team, right? And rifle team. We had a rifle team and a pistol team. I was doing both. But I decided, you know what? Why not stick with one and excel at one? So I stuck with pistol. And first competition I got in, not expecting anything, I won a bronze medal in national competition. So we practice makes perfect, and there's 60 shots in a competition plus what they call siders, which are your basic, you sight in, you warm up, any sport warm up, the technique, get the flow, get the motion going, and warming up. So 60 shots, your competition shots, an hour and 45 minutes. Yet precision shooting, it's time, patience. It is an endurance sport. Yeah, try it and just imagine taking your time trying to make every shot count, making every shot count. Let me refer to this life lesson here from shooting. As the coaches would always say, you shoot one bad shot, don't worry about that bad shot. The next shot is what counts. Just like life. You have a bad day, right? Don't let that bad day consume your life or consume the rest of your day. Focus on the next step to getting over that, right? Recover from that bad mistake. And really, I learned from the coaches, many coaches say, what bad shot? There are no bad shots. It's what you tell yourself. The winning attitude is what it takes. Also from marksmanship, I learned, and this is very true for life as well, that I learned. Well, let me go back to what a coach told me. And this came from a famous coach. Yeah, and he said, if things aren't going right for you in your life, this applied to shooting, but it also applies for life. If things aren't going right in your performance, just quit. Quit your bitching, quit your complaining, and get back to the basics. A coach told me that, so, he's famous coach, right? And I was struggling. I let things get to me, but, you know what? At least I'm proud of my accomplishments for what I accomplished. View life that way. Your accomplishments, you should be, wow, I did all that. And learn from your mistakes, right? And I notice a lot of shooters out there, the ones that aren't the best, they sit there and try too hard to correct their mistakes. You know, the best time to practice on your technique is not during a competition, but practice before a competition. The competition coming ahead, that's when you want to keep everything the same. Don't change, but this is what they told me. And don't focus on the prize. The prize, you know, when out shooting, it applies for shooting, it applies for the everyday life. But the prize is only a trinket of your efforts, right? A medal, that's all it is, a trinket of your efforts. To get that medal, focus on what you've been taught. Focus on the basics. Focus on what you know. I mean, you go to a competition, I'm sure this is true for a lot of sports. You see people trying to make tweaks and adjustments during their competition. And from shooting, I know this for a fact, that almost always messes a shooter up. The time you want to work on your tweaks and adjustments is before competition. And practice makes perfect. That muscle memory, success in life takes mental programming and muscle and mind memory. Acting, that's what I do. Dancing, comedy, you know, working towards a goal in entertainment. Set goals, short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. You know, this is what I learned. And they gave all of us a diary, said write down what worked for us and what didn't work for us, and go back, you know, I'd say about every day, look it over. This is what worked for me that day. Keep doing that. Don't change it. I mean, the only time I know to really change anything, and this applies for me and when I was shooting, and as far as everyday life, if something's not working, you hit a plateau, it's time to make a minor tweak or a minor adjustment. No really major adjustments unless there's a major problem. That's the only time a major adjustment should be done, right? So, minor tweaks and adjustments. Don't try to do too much at once, but baby steps, right? Think big, dream big, and be big, right? It's all about using the brain God gave you, right? So just think of your everyday life. If you're not really achieving much in that what you're doing now, it's time to make some adjustments. You're at a plateau, right? Time to make some adjustments. Okay, say you're an actor, right? You're not getting any much done right then. It's time to make some tweaks and adjustments to what you do. Minor. If it's something major, make a major tweak or adjustment, you know? That's how it goes. And it could, let me go back to shooting. It could be something as simple as, oh, my stance is slightly throwing my shots off. I'll make a minor adjustment to my stance. Or it's usually, in most cases for shooters, minor adjustments, minor tweaks and adjustments. And nothing major. Don't change anything major. I mean, if things are generally staying consistent for you, but there's something kind of off about it, minor. If it's, just for example, if you're being thrown way off in your scores, you know, it's time to make some major adjustments. Sometimes those major adjustments lead to great performances, right? And those minor adjustments as well. Just a small change can make a lot of big changes in how you do in your performance and in your life. So, let me tell you a good book or something you can listen to. It's also an audio form that he is a famous shooter, and he was well known for winning medals, and his name is Lanny Bastion. And let me tell you, this guy makes excellent points about life success, and he refers back to his years of shooting, his struggles in sports. He found one thing he was good at and kept at it. That's what we need of you. That one thing we are good at, we use that to excel in what we do, right? I mean, you can choose something you know you're not very good at. The thing is, know yourself, know what you can and what you can't do, and know your limits. We all have them, you know? The truth is, whatever you choose to excel in, take away all self-limiting beliefs and self-limiting things that you doubt. If there's something you're good at, take limit out of the equation, you know? Michael Jordan never gave up. People that strive and never give up are the successors in life. Like Arnold says, very few people in the world have the mentality to be extraordinary, making millions and billions of dollars, but the few, 1 or 2% of people in the world are actually the people that do it. Why is that? We all put limits on ourselves, and we shouldn't. But at the same time, we should know what we can and what we can't do. Don't go out there and try something you can't do. Like, I'm tall, I'm strong, slender, and athletic. So let me think of an example of something I can't do. I can't be a gymnast. I just can't, because they're short. And gymnasts, I've noticed their height makes a difference in what you do. You know, it's all about, I don't believe so much in genetics, but I believe it's all mental. More than anything you can do, anything you do in life, it's mostly mental. Has little to do with genetics, but genetics is a factor, a small factor, but it's my belief. Like, so let me say another thing I can't do. I can sing, but I'll never be able to do certain things as far as that goes. You know, certain things I can't do, certain things I can do really well, certain things I can't do at all. We all have limits, but whatever we choose to do in life, let me repeat that. Choose to be the best at it. Why settle for less when you can be the best, right? Are you at your best? Being the best is something. For my life regrets, and let me go back to the shooting part of it. You know, I go back and remember all the good things that I was going through, all the people I met, all the wonderful, successful people I met, Olympic athletes, yes, and I did get to talk to quite a lot of Olympic athletes. I mean, the best shooter for the rifle team, I got to really talk to him and get some really good pointers. And he's, if you ever heard of Matt Emmons, I got to meet the guy in person, got to have a conversation with him. He is the best, well, I don't know if he is now, but he's the best rifle shooter on the U.S. Olympic team. And he's gone to competition in the Olympics and won medals at it. Yes, got to talk to him. I'll look back on those memories and say, wow, I got to do all this. How many people you know have got an opportunity to do all that? Also, to do things in life, resources. Know your resources. You know, you may have someone that'll introduce you into something. There's your resource right there. I'm a very strong believer in God, so God may send that person, or whatever you believe, how that person came into your life to show you this is God's will, you know? So this person comes to my life, and I gain all the access to these resources just because that one person, you know? Just say, for shooting, for example, yeah, I had some sponsors, and my greatest accomplishment was actually a national silver medal in that particular competition. the gold medal gets you on the Olympic team. For most competitions, it's either gold and silver. You make either one of those, you're on the Olympic team already. And I got to watch a lot of the finals, a lot of motivation going on there. And just a couple, 1 point or half a point, 1 point is enough to make a difference between a winner, the one that wins the gold, and the one that wins the silver, the one that wins the bronze. A 1 point difference is enough to determine that. So every shot counts. Life, everything you do counts towards what you set out to do in life. Say you want to be a doctor, okay? For example, live a doctor's life. Look up, learn from people that are successful doctors in life. I can't think of any on the top of my head, but a doctor. Do some research about successful people. Do some research of people that have done it. Don't listen to the naysayers, because they haven't done shit. Excuse my language. The naysayers have not done shit. Listen to someone that has accomplished shit in their life, right? That's who you should listen to. And from competitions, I got a chance to talk to the number one in the United States for pistol. And no, it ain't Jason Turner, but even though he's won a bronze national medal, but still, you do good one day, and the next day, you may have a bad performance. I wouldn't say bad, but you just didn't perform at your best that you're capable of, right? Consistency is a key factor. I won't keep saying that. Consistency is a key factor in life. So, what determines someone that's good and someone that's average and someone that's poor is someone that's great is consistently on top, consistently in the top percentage. That's what makes you good and the best. The one that's number one isn't number one every time. He may fall back a few spots. He may fall back 5 spots. But you know what? Consistency is key. It's about bouncing back, learning from your mistakes. Naysayers will say, tell you how to live life. But do they really know? They try to tell you what you need to do. Okay, here's what you need to do. Here's what you need to do. All right. If you truly believe within your heart, and you believe your heart is right, follow that. The opinions of others do not matter one fucking bit. Because I get that a lot from my friends, my family, They say, okay, here's what you need to do. Here's what you don't need to do. You can't be the best actor in the world. You can't be this in life. You can't be this. I doubt on this. Don't listen to it. If it's in your heart, and you believe your heart, and it's there. Just do you. Don't worry about what other people say. The one way I view it, anything negative said, turn that into motivation. Like Arnold says, don't listen to the naysayers. And Sylvester Stallone, famous actor, Rocky, look up to successful people, right? They say. And I have my own takes on this that agree with them on it. Arnold, they were all right. They all had people tell them, you can't do this, you can't do that. I have that every single day. You know what? It comes from my heart. Honestly, I think about in a positive way. When the success happens, I'm rich. Everything I set out to be is starting and making money, right? So, you know what? I might even come up in my nice Ferrari, Bugatti Veyron, or something with my nice clothes on and just dress for the success, come up, pull up, see what I did here? And you said you didn't believe me. But rub it in their face in a good way. Like, yeah, look at all this money right here. Look at my bank statement. You said I couldn't do it. Here's proof. Prove it to yourself before you prove it. You can prove anyone else wrong. You know, I've been told a lot, and I sometimes let me rephrase this. You know when to listen, and you know when to follow your heart. Sometimes people do have good advice. Well, for instance, an example here is people are telling me that, what was it again? One thing I did learn is I've been told a lot, and it comes to my heart. It says, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. Only prove it to yourself, and I have a take on that. For me, that means work on yourself. Don't try to prove people wrong, but prove it to yourself. And then you have proof and evidence behind everything. And you show them the proof. Here's my bank statement. Here's my awards. Here's all this. And you said I couldn't. Think of it that way. Achieve it for yourself, and then the proof is in the pudding. You know, everything comes along when you prove it to yourself. That's how you prove people wrong, by proving it to yourself. You know, one day you might be the guy that everyone hates, everyone downs, everyone doesn't have anything to do with because they think he's weird. He think his ways are unusual. You know what? That guy may be on the right track. Next thing you know, he turns out he gets an offer for a part in a movie, and people called him names, called him crazy. You know, said he wasn't on thinking right. Well, guess what? That guy gets a part in a movie and comes out, let's say, acting. I love it. Let me tell you why. I love entertaining people. I love just being an inspiration to people. I love bringing joy. I love being the center of attention. I love it for a good reason. I feel like I'm giving when I act. I feel like I'm giving a performance. I feel like when I do my comedy, I feel like I'm bringing laughter and joy. I feel like, you know, it's what I love. Don't do a job you hate. And I've learned this from books. Actors will tell you, if you're in it for the money, it's not for you. But if you're in it for the love of it, then it is for you. If you're in it because you love it. And that is a trick question. I'm sure they will ask you, why do you want to be an actor? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to? And some people will say, I just want money. And some people say, I enjoy what I do. There's a difference. Big, huge difference. Just say you're the guy that comes in and you get the casting director ask you, why do you want to be an actor? And if you're the guy that says, I just want to make a lot of money. What is that? Let me do this. All right, sir. So you said you're applying for this, or no, for this. You're auditioning for this part, and we're looking at your credentials here. You seem like a good fit. And here comes the tricky part. This will throw a lot of you off. Learn this from other actors, reading about them in books. So the casting director will ask you, why do you want to really become an actor? Is there a specific example here? Is there a specific reason why you want to do this? I just want to make a lot of money. There's a big difference. And then here comes the guy that actually gets the part. But let me show you the difference. Sir, your credentials are all in order. And wow, this is good. Why really do you want to become an actor? Why? I mean, a lot of people can make money other ways, and why do you want to become an actor? And say, this is me saying this. I do it because I love bringing joy to the world, bringing happiness. I love inspiring. I love, just laughter, happiness. When you go see a good movie after a bad day, then it's it changes a person's day. Wow, I want to see this guy. I want to see this guy. I want to see this guy. He's a good actor. I want to see Tom Hanks. I want to, it's just example. I want to be an icon, an inspiration, and I love, just acting, playing a character, telling a story, putting myself in the character's shoes. That is why I want to do what I do. That's why I want to be an actor. Oh, even though the reward is good, I do it mostly because I love it. I want to get paid doing what I love. And yes, I know there are other ways to make money. I know there are plenty of ways to make money. But I love acting and entertainment because I feel like I'm telling a story, bringing joy. And that's an answer. That's the right answer, I believe. For instance, the person that says, I just want to make a lot of money, I just want to do it, wrong answer. Next. They're going to say next. All right, they may have really liked you, but that's a sign of greed right there. If you're in it for the money, they don't want greedy people in the industry. And auditions, educate yourself on this. Whatever you choose to do in life, the more prepared you are. It's just like going to a job interview. What makes the casting, that audition is pretty much your interview for the job or for the part, I should say. But like a job interview, it's like, all right, one person may come in prepared and one person may come in unprepared. But what gets the job is a person that's educated and is prepared for the job and the knowledge of the job, right? So that's why they have school. That's why they have this. That's why we go to school. I wasn't always the best in school, but my regrets and my choices to overcome have made me what I am. All right, don't just dream a life, but live it every day. Just, nothing happens overnight. You're destined since the day you're born. Like what we watch as kids, what we do as kids, believe it or not, it kind of influences for our choices when we're adults. I loved fantasy as a kid. I loved shows like every day I came home from school, I watched Dragon Ball Z. That was my favorite show. Every time I came home from school, I would watch it. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's an animated, guess they call it anime or something like that, but I would watch it. My favorite character was Goku, but we all have our favorite. Some people prefer Vegeta. Vegeta's a good character too, but we all have our favorites. I like them both, but and also what we watch as kids, what we do as kids, sets a destiny for us when we're adults, right? And I was a kid, to be honest. I was a class clown. I loved getting up, jumping up, and saying things out of complete random. But before all that, I was a class clown, but I was also a very smart kid on the principal's honor roll. Honor roll every time throughout elementary school. And I've been through some struggles. A lot of struggles. More than you can ever know. Like, been hospitalized and sent to psych wards. I'm being honest here. And all my life was a lot of emotional trauma, a lot of hurt, but also a lot of happiness as well. I was an honor student up until the 4th grade. I was getting involved in Red Cross school activities and all that, and so this is basic history of my school. I got picked on until the 4th grade. I got tired of it. I shut down. I stopped wanting to do things. I stopped living it, right? And then next thing you know, they hospitalized me because I got really mad, exploded, and came home, was very upset. That's why I'm against bullying, because I wanted to kill these kids. I'll be honest, I'm not trying to sound violent, but this is my thought going through I was angry. No kid deserves to be picked on. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you did. No one deserves to be picked on. Not even pick on the bullies. That's even fucked up itself. Because the best thing we can do is forgive. Love each other. Love each other. That's the best thing we can do. And I went there. It's like, I stayed. I've been there 2 or 3 different times and as a kid, so yeah. I mean, they didn't treat me right there. I was always the misunderstood kid. The kid that was like pushed aside all the time. Pushed this way, you know. But there are times in my life when I exceeded, was favored, you know. Life is struggles, but struggles may define you. But it's what you do to overcome those struggles that really, truly define a person. You can say, there's a difference. You can say my life is hell, I have a shitty life. Or you can say, I've been through struggles, but I don't pay attention to it. I moved on. You know, there's a difference. So do struggles really define you? Yes and no. It's what you take with you that makes you a person. Yep. And when they say this saying, larger than life, really, that I have a take on that. Life is larger than you. Unlimited opportunities in life. You know, you're never larger than life. Life is larger than you. View yourself. You can do anything you set your mind to. You got all these things you can do with your life. And choices we do. Right? Why be a follower? Why follow when you can lead? Right? Why copy someone else when you can be original and iconic in what you do? You know, I truly believe the reason a lot of people never make it in the acting business or entertainment, period, whatever. Well, they may have everything else on, but one small thing is missing. That goes down to what I say, the 2% of people. You know, one thing is missing. You have to work on that one thing. You know, it's trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. That's how we learn. One thing is missing. So what if you're have everything else down and you're idolizing a person, an actor, like say, I want to be just like Brad Pitt. Well, why do you want to be just like him? Why not be original? Be the best. Be the best. Being the best is about being original. You know, iconic but original, you know? What's the difference? Elvis Presley was original. Michael Jackson was original. Michael Jordan was original. All these successful 1%ers out there are original. Think about it. Why settle for less? Like I said, you can settle for more in life. Think about it. And yes, there are a lot of people that want to be successful, but wanting never gets it done, does it? No. You can sit on your ass on the couch all day, say, all right, I want $1 million. You can think about it. You know, say, I want $1 million one day, but one day never comes. You know why? Because you aren't doing that it takes to get $1 million, right? People say, when I get $1 million, I'll do this. When I get $1 million, I'll do this. Well, right, you should be feeling like you're $1 million, right? Know your self-worth, right? Set your self-worth. Say, for me, for instance, I'm working on this a lot lately. Multi-billionaire, right? Dress for the part, dress for success. That's why they taught us in ROTC in high school. That's something I did excel at. Okay. Dress for success. Be success. And you are success, right? Dressing isn't enough, but being is everything. You may not be it yet, but being that person, that part, consistently. You may not be at all times. We are all down on ourselves at times. We all have times we have regrets. We all have times we get sad. But you know what? The difference is the people that are consistent goes back to winners. Winners are consistent. You know? They don't, a winner, an example of consistency, a winner doesn't say they win a gold medal, they shoot a next comp, or play a next sport. Not play next sport, it doesn't make any sense. But do the next season, or let's say you're a football player, the next season's like, I'm doing horrible. You know, your practice is going horrible, everything's going horrible. But you know what? Like the coach says, if things aren't going right for you, if things aren't going the way you want it to, just quit. Quit your bitching, quit your complaining, and get back to the basics. And get back on track to remember, how did it feel when you were winning? And go back to what you were doing when you were winning. You know, sometimes we have to backtrack. Okay, this is what I was doing right then. That was working for me then. I learned from it. Go back to the basics. The outcome should not be focused on, but living the outcome, right? Living the outcome in the moment. We don't worry about the future. We don't worry about the past. We live the future in the present, you know? The past is just a learning experience, something to learn from. That's why it's there. We learn from our mistakes. And we don't dwell on our mistakes, but we learn from them. The present becomes the future. You know how I say this? The present moment is what makes our future. This is why they say living in the moment. You know, eventually the present will become the new past, and the future will become the new present. It's a cycle, right? So the present, the moment that matters is the present, in the now. What happens a year from now does not matter, but live what happens in a year from now. Goals, short-term, said this before, short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals, right? So your short-term goals are what you want to achieve in a short amount of time, right? Say within 2 days or a week, your short-term goals, right? Your mid-term goals are basically where you want to get at, your plateau breaker, as I should say. And your long-term goals are what you ultimately want to achieve, right? You know, timely, realistic, and something like that. Yep. Okay. Well, basically, realistic goals, right? What is realistic to you and your heart is what you should go for, right? Some people may say, well, that's not realistic. You want to be a billionaire. But if you truly believe it and it's what you do is working for you, then stick with that. The naysayers, don't listen. Like Arnold says in his speech. When they say you can't, tell yourself, reverse that. When they say you can't, yes, I can. Just say, this guy over here is saying, you can't do this, you can't do that. And you're like looking at him like this, listening, and say, yes, I can. I can do anything. You can't do all this. And you reverse, I can do anything. You know, just look at him, listen. It's reprogramming the mind. A lot of success, most success is about mental programming, right? Our experiences, learning from our mistakes. You know, mental programming. Let me say that again. Mental programming. Who cares what motherfuckers say you can't do? Who cares what they say? Who cares what people say? Who cares what this motherfucker says over here? Who cares? What do you believe? What in your heart do you believe you can achieve? Go for it. Who cares? Who cares if people are laughing at you? Who cares if people are giving you a hard time? You know, a lot of jealous people, a lot of dreamers, not many doers in the world. We need more doers in the world. There are the dreamers and there are the doers. Difference. Dreamers are people that are wanting. Doers are people that take action to achieve their dreams, right? Difference. I can dream all day that I can fly and it's just an extreme example. I can dream all day that I can teleport, I can fly, but what makes that happen? doing the steps it takes to do that. Just a little exaggeration there, like, but basically, yeah. What makes a Hollywood Academy Award winning actor, right? Living it, doing it. The vision, not the dream, but the vision of it, right? You walk in that vision. Do you walk in your dreams? No, you're asleep in a dream. View it that way. When you have that vision, that goal, it's a vision, not a dream. Difference. You can't walk and be aware when you're asleep. You can't do it by dreaming. But a vision, following that, doing that, giving it your all towards that, gets it done. Let me repeat that again. There's a difference between a vision and a dream. A dream, can you see it? Ask yourself, can you see that dream clearly? Can you, the vision's blurred. The vision's blurred. There is no vision with the dream. But a vision, 20/20 vision, view it that way. You can see everything fall into place. You can see it happening. You're working for that vision, going for that vision. Difference. So, be that one good apple. There's a saying that says, one bad apple destroys the rest of the apple. But be that one good seed. That one good seed that makes a difference in the crops, in the fruits of your efforts. Be that 1% that changes the world is the best. That 1%, 1% that flourishes a nation, a leader in society, a leader in your craft, a leader in what you do, the best of what you do, that 1%. All it takes is one good crop to make a great sale, and that one good crop produces plentiful and grows a multitude of crops of that from that one seed. Let me go back to a Bible verse. The seed is where I'm not going to do that, but the seed is where it starts. Be the good seed. Don't be the bad apple, but be the good seed. No. Apples are apples. Apples are your general population. The seed. Be the seed, not the fruit. Be the seed that flourishes. We all start from somewhere, but be the seed. The apples, I say, are symbolic for the general population. Remember, be the 1%, not the 2%, but be the 1% that changes the world for the better. Why be like everyone else when you can be original? Be original. I want to say, be positive in life. Set yourself apart. Be different. Be proud of your uniqueness. Be proud of your qualities. Be proud and love who you are. And use that as an advantage to gain success in life. Remember, peace out. God bless. If you haven't checked it out, check out my Instagram, Legendary Superstar, and my TikTok, Future Actor 77. This has been a motivational video. Go for it. You can do it. I believe in you. God bless.